What's the most satisfying way you've seen a hypocrite exposed? My aunt has a rule for everything, and last Thanksgiving, I used her own rules to absolutely ruin her day. Her name is Carol, and her personality is a Pinterest board of smug lifestyle choices. This year's obsession was a zero-waste, ethically sourced, hyper-local, paleo-adjacent existence. She would bring her own food to family dinners in a dozen little glass jars and spend the entire meal explaining why our potatoes were morally compromised. It was exhausting. The breaking point was when she made my mom cry for using the wrong kind of salt. This year, Thanksgiving was at her house. A 10-page email arrived a week prior, outlining the rules. No synthetic fabrics, no scented soaps or deodorants. And a list of forbidden foods so long it was easier to just list what was allowed. Kale and disappointment. I decided I'd had enough. I wasn't going to break her rules. I was going to become the most devout follower of the Church of Carol she had ever seen. I spent a week preparing. I found her favorite lifestyle bloggers and dove into the most extreme, ridiculous interpretations of her own dogma. My plan was not to argue, it was to comply with surgical precision. I arrived wearing a shapeless tunic made of what was essentially a potato sack. It was 100% organic burlap, and it was incredibly itchy. I told her I had walked the last 2 miles to avoid the negative energy of a fossil fuel burning vehicle. She forced a smile. I loudly refused to sit on her new couch, explaining that microfiber sheds plastics into the air. I sat on the floor instead. At dinner, the real performance began. I inspected every dish, questioning the provenance of the carrots and asking if the water had been structured by a crystal. I loudly declined the salad because the dressing contained vinegar, a fermented product that disrupts the body's alkaline state. When her husband offered me a drink, I recoiled and said, "I do not consume from vessels that will poison our oceans for 1,000 years." He was holding a plastic cup. The final act was when I went into her prize-winning rose garden and began pulling up handfuls of weeds, declaring them to be ethically foraged dandelion greens, superior to industrial monoculture. Carol finally snapped. Her face was a blotchy, furious red. "You are ruining everything," she screamed. The entire family was trying to stifle laughter. I looked at her with perfect calm and said, "I am simply following your rules for living a pure and conscious life, Carol." No one has received a rule book email since, and someone brings a bucket of KFC to every family gathering now.